Hello, my lovelies. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're all okay. Hope everybody is well. We've had a busy day in the shop again. It's been nice and productive, which is great. We had a surprise visitor as well today. Sasha Fancy from Sasha Sews popped in today. She was in Cardiff, so she came to say hello. We had a good old chat and put the world to rights, which was lovely. It was a really lovely. We've had a really lovely day. Hi Jean, hi Anne, hello my darlings. I have got my youngest little chaos maker here today. He's staying overnight because Cara, my daughter-in-law, has got an interview tomorrow. So he's staying overnight and I've got him in the morning. So he is currently causing chaos in the front room with Uncle Josh. If he gets into his jammers, he might come in and say hello later. Hopefully you've all had a lovely day too. It was pouring with rain this morning, but it's actually turned out quite nice the rest of the day. It's been quite bright and lovely out there. So hi Leslie, hello my love. I don't think I've got any other news to tell you. I think that's it really. It's just been a good day. We've had loads and loads going on. Hi Eileen, hi Liz, hello, hi Patricia, lovely. Just, you might be able to see it over my shoulder, just there, if I squish out. The kaleidoscope quilt sample is nearly finished. I'm just going to put a border all the way around it now, but the main centre panel is all finished. I think we've got about 5 or 6 spaces on it. If anybody fancies joining us, obviously it's not an online class, it's an in-person class. It would be, it's not at the shop, it's just around the corner from the shop at the community centre. But I'm really quite pleased at how it's turned out. I wasn't sure about using those fabrics, but now it's all together. I think you can really see the kind of kaleidoscopy look to it. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. It's come out well. Hi Marilyn. Oh, thank you. I will. Yeah, fingers crossed. She had an interview last week and she did get that job. But the interview tomorrow is at the school that Jonah is going to be going to when they move, because they're moving back to Cheltenham in July, and it's at the same school that Jonah's got a place at. So what's that? Oh, Sean sent a voice message. I'll listen to it later. So that's really cool. So she's really hopeful to get that one. She has been offered another job, which is brilliant. So she's got a job to go to, but she'd really like the one at the school tomorrow. So fingers crossed, everybody, for her. Let's say hello. Hi, Anne. Hi, Catherine. Oh, thanks, Catherine. Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It's come out really well. And hopefully it's going to be really interesting to see people who are on the class, the colours that theirs come out in as well, because it looks so different with different fabrics. Hi Grace, hello my lovely. Right, we're going to crack on. I'm not sure what Sean's saying, but hopefully it's nothing about today. If it is, she can pop it in the comments. Right, we're going to whip over to the overhead. What we're going to do today is I've called it Pull Yourself Together Pretty Please, because we're going to do a little drawstring bag, which is nice and simple, but I saw a little tutorial on how to make these little tulip. If I come to the close-up, these little tulip ends, so they look like little tulips, like little flower buds on the end of your tassels. So I'm just saying hello. So hi Nikki, hello my love. I hope the weather's nice in Spain. Hi Marion, hi Lynn as well. Oh, you love the quilt behind you. Oh, thank you. It's I might do it as an online class with Adam later in the year, because I know there's a lot of you have said you'd love to do it, but you're too far away to join me. So I might do that one as an online class later in the year, because I'm really pleased with. I've kind of played with the technique a little bit to try and make it as easy as possible. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to make a drawstring bag. So I'm going to go through how to do that, but then I'm going to show you how to do these little tulip tassels. Okay. So what you will need is, now if the sizing of this fabric is entirely up to you, to what size drawstring bag you want to make. Okay. This one I cut it 10.5 by 15 because it's actually quite a long one, because I actually wanted something that I could get like shampoo bottles and stuff in. Oop, amount of travelling and all I do. I wanted something that I could get like all my shampoo bottles and bits and pieces and get it in. So I made a long one. Okay. But this one I'm going to make slightly smaller. Okay. Nikki, you really enjoyed the online last week. Oh, thank you, lovely. Thank you for joining us. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Lynn, you'd be interested as well. Fabulous. Hi Fiona, hello my lovely. Oh, I loved having a gig with you and Gail. It was nice to meet you. Well, nice to see you, Fiona. Lovely. Hi Marlene. Hi Marion. Lovely, lovely. Cool. Right. What we're going to do with this one, we're making a slightly smaller one, so I will give you the dimensions for this. Okay, so you need 2 outer pieces, which are 10.5 by 11.5. But again, you can vary these sizes, whatever size you want to do them. And then you need 2 lining pieces as well, okay, which are exactly the same size. You will also need some piping cord or ribbon, and we're going to also make some circles as well for the tulip bits. But we're going to do the bag first, okay? We're going to crack through a really quick bag. So this is actually a directional, well, it's kind of not directional, but it kind of is as well. So what I want to do is, because I want those flowers to be facing up, this is going to be the top. So I've turned it so they're facing up like that. And we're going to stitch these 2 together. So just right sides together, and we're going to stitch all the way down there. Okay, so over we go. And you lovely ladies can tell me what you're all up to. Has anybody done anything exciting? Is there anything anybody wants to tell me? Anybody got any news to share? So over we go. Simple. I'm using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, but it could be just your standard foot. I just didn't change my foot, so you know, I'm going to keep it at that. There we go, like that. And then back we come, and I'm going to iron that one open. So that seam is actually going to be the bottom of the bag, okay? And because it's not quilting as such, it's dress, you know, it's more home sewing, isn't it? We're going to iron that open because it will lie a bit flatter. So just going to press that one open like that. And then what I want to do is we're going to put the lining pieces, whoop, don't knock my iron over, either side. Okay, so I'm going to put one lining piece over here like that. We're going to stitch that together. And then the other one is going to go like that. There we go, like that, this side. Okay, so right sides together on that one, like that. I'm sure you've all made drawstring bags before. This is purely just more about the tulip bits on the end, because I thought it was a really, really pretty way, rather than just having a knot, it was a really pretty way to finish it. But I thought, well, we might as well go through drawstring bags again. Marion, you're on holiday, you're travelling home tomorrow. Ah, lovely, lovely. Whereabouts in Cornwall are you? And let's go back over here. Fiona, your dog sitting and repairing a cushion. The one dog ripped open. Oh, and pulled all the stuffing out. Oh, God. Was there a mess everywhere? Was the stuffing? It gets everywhere, doesn't it? Eileen, you're halfway through last Monday's Creative Hideaway class. Oh, lovely. I knew you couldn't join at the time, lovely, but I'm glad you're able to watch it. And that's the nice thing about doing those hideaway classes, is that you can watch it for up to 30 days afterwards. But I believe that Adam is going to do like a private Facebook page where you can watch it forever, basically. You'll have access to it to watch whenever you want for forever and ever. There we go. Jean, you ordered 2 new sofas last weekend and ordered wallpaper today. Oh, very nice. You're waiting on a date for the painter, waiting for the painter and decorator to give you a date. Nice. Lovely, lovely. Oh, see, I love a bit of decorating. Sarah laughs at me because she said a room never lasts more than about 2 years with me, and then I get bored of it and I go, right, let's change, and I redecorate. I quite like doing it myself though. Phil and I both quite enjoy decorating. I don't think he enjoys it, but he does it because I say it's being done. You're near Greek, just outside Helston. Oh, nice, Marianne. Is it? I'm mad. I mean, Cornwall's beautiful, so I'm sure you're having a lovely time. I hope you are. You've had nice weather at least. Hopefully, it's been as sunny as it's been here for you. Right. Okay. So that's all my seams. So basically, you've got one long piece. You've got your 2 outers, and if you've got a directional fabric, you want them to be like that. So this is the top down to the bottom, so you want to turn them. And then I've got my linings either side. We're then going to fold this in half, and the first thing you want to do is just line up that seam between the outer and the liner both sides like that. Where's Dave gone? There he is. And put a pin in to hold that one in, and line up this one, because this will be the top of the bag, because this is obviously going to get shoved in there. And then line that one up as well, so that's all nice and neat there. Keep it as neat as I can. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to leave an opening in the bottom here. I can't find my pens, there they are. So I'm just going to mark my opening about 3 inches at the bottom there. Okay, I'm not going to sew in that bit there. I'm going to sew all the way around, but you also want to make some marks here, because you don't want to stitch where the drawstring is going to be. Now again, it's up to you how deep you want your drawstring to be. I like quite a deep piece here, but you could have the drawstring much further up if you want to. Okay, it's because he loves you, he says yes. Well, absolutely. He bloody better, frankly. So I'm going to put the ruler on the center, on that seam there, and I'm going to, because I like a deep ruffle, then I'm going to mark it 1.5 inches like that, and then I'm going to mark 3/4 of an inch down like that. So I've got 2 little marks here. I don't know if you can see that. So I measured 1.5 inches down, and then another 3/4 of an inches. And I'm not going to sew in that little bit there. And we're going to do the same this side. So 1.5 inches there, and then 3/4 of an inch down. And I'm not going to sew that bit there. Okay, so I'm going to start over here all the way down to this point and back stitch. Start here all the way round, back stitch, and then all the way back to the gap. Okay, so back over to the machine. Living room's getting a complete makeover. Oh, lovely. Oh, I like that. I like a good change. It's all right. I'm very excited about the fact that Sarah is actually going to let me go in to her craft room finally and sort it all out. She finally agreed today to let me in. Trouble is, she knows I'll be ruthless, but she needs somebody to be ruthless. On the way down. Oh, make sure that I'm coming to that first little bit there. So I'm going to stop there and back stitch. And then I'm going to start again the other side of the gap, just there, lock stitch, and all the way down. Now we've already sewn the bottom seam, so you don't need to worry about that. So I can just stop there and back stitch. There we go. And then all the way down the other side. So I've got a busy weekend again. So I've got a little man tonight and most of tomorrow, and then we've got both our little men. We've got Jonah and Jude on Friday night and Saturday. I'm just going the other side of this gap now, and then because Rory and Cara are desperate need to get packing and stuff, so we've got the kids Friday night and most of Saturday, and then Sunday. Please do tune in at 11 o'clock. I will put a link up just beforehand, but I'm going to be on Craft O'Clock, which is hobby makers like extra social media program. So I've got an hour with Adam in Craft O'Clock in his craft cupboard. So and I'm going to do a load of wool. I'm going to take lots of wool with me. So rather than sewing, we're going to do some crochet and wool bargains. So yeah. So your so he's my craft room pixie. Where should be calling you saying, where do you put such? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Right, my love. So what we're going to do now? So I've stitched all the way around. I left a gap here, just there in the lining, and I've left those 2 little gaps here on the outer. Okay. Oh, sorry, I've got a pop-up come up. Let me just. There we go. I'm going to be the craft room pixie. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to sort it all out. I want to box my corners. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold this together so I can cut my, so I'm folding it lengthways so that I can cut my corners out together. Okay, I'm lining those up like that. And I'm going to cut a 2-inch square out of this bottom corner like that. Yeah, see, I love a good declutter. I'm a firm believer that if you haven't used something in a year, within a year, you will never use it. So therefore, you either get rid of, sell it, or donate it. Simple like that. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the lining corners as well. So I put them together, and I'm going to cut 2 inches out of here. Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that. I don't believe in keeping stuff just for the sake of keeping it, which is the complete opposite to Sessa. She keeps everything. She really struggles to hold on, to get rid of stuff, but she needs somebody to be a bit strict with her. So she's finally agreed to let me in. Yes. Hi Mary, how are you, love? Right, what we're going to do is we're going to box the corners now. So I'm going to open this out, and we're going to match the bottom seam to the side seam like that. Pull it right open like that. We're going to be stitching across there. So I'm going to match those 2 side seams, and if you nest them, so put one way, one the other, it lies nice and flat. I'm going to pop a clip on that one, and I'm going to do the same on all 4 corners. So we're going to open it out like that, match those seams and make them go the same way. So that one's going to the left, that one to the right, and the same on the outers. So all relatively simple to start with. Once you've done one of these, you'll fly through them. They're a nice way of giving a gift as well, this, but I wanted to show you the drawstring bit before, so I can show you how to do the tulipi bit. I've just realised I can't see what I've done with my piping cord. I brought some over. I'll find it in a second. There we go. So who else is a decorating lover? Are you decorating lovers, or are you decorating haters? Do you get someone in to do it because you can't bear to do it, or do you like to do it yourself? There we go. Right, I'm going to stitch along all 4 corners now, okay? Yeah, I quite enjoy it. I quite like the, you know, destruction bit of getting rid of everything and you know, ripping off wallpaper, stripping wallpaper and all that kind of thing, and then having it all fresh and new and knowing I've done it. There we go. So we're going to go right the way across like that, and back stitch. I'm going to do all 4 corners. It's a bit bright, isn't it? I can't get the, I need to, Jean, you did tell me I need to go into the settings and just turn these down a little bit when I'm stitching sort of in the evening, because it's a little bit bright for the camera. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm just, again, doing the normal stitch allowance and boxing the corners. You like someone else doing all the hard work. Yeah, sometimes, like when we laid all the, because we laid all the flooring in the front room, hall and in the sewing room. We had all new flooring put in, and we did it all ourselves. And you do the first sort of, like half of it, and you think, oh, I'd quite like it if somebody came and did the rest of it now. But yeah, I really enjoy this sorting it all out. Finding what colours I'm going to have, all that sort of thing. What's that? Fiona, you used to enjoy it when you had your own home. Now you're renting, so begrudge having to do it. Yeah, that's the point, isn't it? It's a bit of a pain when you're renting. Tanya, you used to love decorating, but you can't do it anymore due to being disabled. Oh, I will come and sort your craft room. Oh, yes, please. I would happily come and sort people's stuff out. I love a bit of organising. Right, okay, I've boxed all the corners, and then the gap in the lining, we're going to turn the whole thing through. Now, this is going to, I've done quite a big box on these. You could do a smaller box if you're not, you don't want it as wide. Drawstring bags are so easy to do. You can play around with your sizing. So, I'm going to do that, and then just get my fingers down in there, make sure all that's pushed out. Okay, so I'm pushing out the corners just with my thumb. You don't need to put a turn. You can put a turner in if you want, but it's just as easy with your thumb with something like this. There we go, and that one just there, and then I'm going to sew up this gap and push it all the way through. Okay, now actually I'll leave the gap till the end. You can do it now, but I'll leave it to the end just in case. Okay, we're going to push all the lining inside the bag. like that. Okay, and just go around and give that a good finger roll all the way around the top to get that seam right up to the top. Okay, so rolling a tug works well. Oh, I can hear that little man shouting in there. Giving Josh some hell. He's not crying. He's being a very verbal. Very, very verbal. Right, give that a press as well. And then we're going to do the drawstring bit, and then we're going to do the pretty little tulip bits on it. So what we need to do next is make a channel for the drawstrings to sit in. Eileen, you don't mind it, but you don't get time to do it. You like choosing the colours. Yeah, I like doing that as well. That's my favourite bit. Obviously, you need to just get rid of those ends and all. Okay, right. What you want to do then, I tend to work with my side seams on the top now, and you're going to find that little gap. Let me come up close a second. Find the little gap that you didn't sew. Okay, do you remember in the side seam we left that little bit? That's the bit that you're going to make the channel with. So use something that is either going to iron out or wash out, because I'm going to make a mark. Find where the opening is at the opening bits. So there and there. And do the same that side. Find the opening and make a little mark there and there, like that. And then I want to draw a line, because I want a line to follow. So I'm going to draw a line like that, and a line like that. And then I find if I sort of do a half turn, I've got those lines there. Oh, hang on, like that. So I can see the points here, and I can see my lines, and I can draw, join those up like there to there. Oh, come on. Hang on, sorry, I'm being silly. I'm trying to do this the wrong way. Like that. So that line there, down to that line there. And I'm basically making two lines that I can follow in my stitching. There's hundreds of ways of doing drawstring bags. This is just the way I prefer. I think it gives, I like a lined one. I like a lined drawstring, and I like the fact that I've got a decent ruffle on it. So I'm going to take this back to the machine, and I'm going to stitch down all the way around on both of those lines. Okay, so over we go, and I'm going to take this off like that. And we're going to go round and round we go. So when Rory and Cara come to pick up the kids on Saturday, I think we're going to book a little holiday. So we think we might do something like Eurocamps or something like that with the kids. We haven't denied about going back to Greece or something like that, but August with the little ones might be a weeny bit too hot. Jonah would be alright because he'd be in the water all the time, and at 4 they can cope with it, but Jude's only going to be like a year old, just over a year old, and it might be a bit hot, Greece or like somewhere like that, or Spain or Portugal. So I think we're looking at maybe doing like a Eurocampy thing in France, somewhere that you know the weather's not going to be as scorchy hot. Hopefully we'll have some nice weather, but it won't be ridiculously hot, and it'll plenty of stuff to do with the kids. We might go sort of around mid-France. We can do a day at Disney and surprise Jonah. Here we go, all the way around that one, nearly there. Just following those lines to make my channel. There we go. So have you all got holidays booked? Have you got anything in the running for this year? There we go. Right. Pop that back on like that, and then back over here, and I've done my channels now. So, ooh. Hi! Do you want to see my little sausage? Here he is. Hi, you. Hello. Who's? No, it takes about 30 seconds to flip over. Hi. What's this one? Say, oh, who's that on there? Hello. Oh, you can see Granny on the screen now, can you? Hi. Can you say hello to the ladies? Can you say hello to the ladies? Can you? This one is just... Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? You being cheeky monkey? No, because there's too many dangerous things in there. Yes, there is. He's feral, this one. Absolutely feral. There we go. Right, go back to Uncle Joshy. I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Bye, baby. Cheeky monkey. He's such a little poppet, he really is. June, if you're looking for new carpets, it's easy. If you want grey, thousands of carpets, yes. Absolutely love. Everything's grey at the moment, isn't there? Not much colour choice at the moment. You're going to Cornwall. Ah, lovely, Maura. Nice, nice, nice. Jean, you're going for a week to Amble. Lovely. Oh, it's beautiful around there. Really, really nice. Right, let's get back to the bag. So, I've done all my stitching. I'm just going to iron off those marks, and that's made my little channel. Okay. There we go. And let me just snip those threads while I think about it. There and there. There was one down there, but I'll find that in a minute. So that's now made my channel for my drawstring. So hopefully, aha, I've got some piping cord. Now I've got piping cord. You could use, he's gorgeous. I love it. Oh, he's just so delicious. He's so different to Jonah. Jonah was quite a serious baby, but he's just the happy, smiliest little toad. He really is. But he is into everything. He really is. And he doesn't sleep. I'm not going to get any sleep tonight. So with your drawstrings, you want a piece that's about 3 inches longer. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, about 3 inches longer. And then all the way across. Oh, come on. You want it double length. So like that. Okay. And then you need 2 of those. Obviously one to go one way, one to go the other. You're going to Brixham, your daughter's moved there. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Going to visit. End of July, you're going to Amsterdam. You're staying with friends before joining a cruise at Amsterdam to go to the Norwegian fjords. Lovely. Oh, nice. Is it the right time of the year for, like, what's the word? Northern Lights and stuff? I'm not sure, but hopefully it is, love. What I need now is my safety pins. And I've lost them all. 2 seconds. Let me see if I can find one. Where are all my safety pins gone? I can't. How can I not find a single safety pin in this house? Hang on, you're gonna have to bear with me. I need a safety pin, and I can't find one for love nor money. And I can't find my big bodkin either. There's normally always about 3 or 4 in Dave. You're gonna have to wait a second. I need to find something to put the drawstring through. I only had them the other day because I had them to make the other one. Ah, there we go. Found one. Right, back now. Back now. So, I'm going to put a knot in one end, like that, just a loose knot. Okay, make it a small one. And I put a safety pin or a bodkin or whatever you use. Come on, through that. And we're gonna put this through. So, into the channel. Get that knot through to get it started. Come on. There we go, got it. And then we've got to push and pull all the way around, so you're going to have to bear with me while I do this. Please do chat to me while I'm doing this, because it's going to be very dull then. Phil and I went to Amsterdam again. Some will be go. We stay in a place called Zandvoort, which is just beautiful. Beautiful. It's right by the beach. When I get to this bit, make sure you're going underneath the channel. So you've got to find the gap. There it is. All the way back round. Sounds like your room. Everything disappears when you need it. Oh, it really does. Do you know, I couldn't find my 12.5-inch ruler. Couldn't find it. For some reason, it was in the front room. I was like, how the hell did it get there? That's because I'll have probably had it in my hand while I'm going off to do something else and have dabbed it down. So, nearly there. All the way around. Like that. And out this side. You've just got to wiggle it through until it comes out that side. Come on. Come on. Get that knot out. There we go. Okay. So all the way like that. And then take the safety pin out. That's why you just do a very loose knot. It's only to hold the safety pin. If you're using one of those bodkins that go flat, you don't need to make a knot. Okay, and then we're going to leave those loose. I don't want knots in the end, but I just want to even it up so they're the same length. like that. Okay, leave those that side. We've got to repeat that going from this side now. So let me see if this will work without putting a knot in it. It might. No, it's going to pull out. So pop that in there. It is, yeah. Fiona, you're right. The craft room pixie does tidy up, i.e. me. And then I can never find anything. I'll think, oh, I know I had that, but then I can never find which box it goes in. That's why you need those scubbles. Did you? I don't know if you watched any of the lives from from Malvern. Sarah and I bought the scubble boxes. Now I've got Calyx units, you know, from IKEA, you know, the box ones in my sewing room. But they're so deep, the boxes that go in it, the cloth boxes, that the amount of times I forget what's in the bottom of them. Those scubble boxes, right, I'm just getting to that bit, so I've got to get past those two. There we go, with the safety pin. The scubble boxes, because they're transparent, you can see right to the bottom, and they've got like a divider in them. They're absolutely brilliant idea. I bought two, Sarah bought two, we bought two for Anne as well, and I'm going to buy more. Because they'd be brilliant for the kids' toys as well, and because I've got a small Calyx unit in the corner of the lounge for the kids' toys, and the kids will be, you know, Joan will be able to see that, oh, that box has got his trains in it, and that box has got the crayons in it, and all that sort of thing. So that's the plan, is I'm going to get some for there as well. Ooh. Right, okay, so I've got my drawstrings through. So obviously, if you're just doing a normal drawstring bag, that's now done. Okay, you would just tie these off on the end, but I wanted to show you how to make these pretty tulips on the end. So we're going to put this aside for a moment, and I'm going to do it in the green this time. So I've got a bit of the green, and you want two circles for this. So good old circle templates from Craft UK, and I found for a normal size one, a 3-inch circle is about right. So come up close on this. Oh, I did buy them. Yeah, absolutely I did. Yeah, that was a no-brainer, lovely. I went and had a look. They had an offer on if you bought 4, they were slightly cheaper. So Sarah and I shared the offer, and she had 2 and I had 2. They are brilliant. We're actually going to speak to them about maybe stocking them in the shop, because they're just such a good idea. Right, I'm going to cut both of these circles out now. This is to make the little tulip tassels. So it doesn't matter if you do these in the outer or the lining or a completely different fabric. I could have done them in a pink or something, I suppose. I just thought it was a really nice finishing touch to show you guys. And you might, yeah, if you've made fabric tulips, you probably know how to do this. But for those of you who haven't, I thought this was cute. Right, there's my circles like that. Okay, so you're going to fold them in half, wrong sides together, okay, like that, and just finger press it. So you've got the outers facing out, and let me just get those lined up. Oh, come on. Which way? That way? No, that way. There we go. You want them roughly, doesn't matter that this one's frayed because it's all going to be trapped inside. So we're going to put this with the tassels roughly in the middle, just over, like that. Hopefully you can see this. So I've got the tassels, that's the straight bit of the circle, there's the curve, and it's roughly in the middle. And we're going to take this corner here and wrap it up to there. Okay, so just overlap it about 2/3 of the way along, and then take this one and overlap it to there. Okay, and then I'm just going to stitch right across there. So let me put a clip on there because I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I'm going to take that safety pin out, take that knot out, just get these roughly the same length. Come on, hang on, that's better. And again with the other circle, wrong side together, finger press that long line through the center. I'm going to put these roughly in the center again, like that. Bring this one up, and then that one across, like that. And again, on that one, we're going to stitch across as well. And I've lost my clips. So like that, like that. Okay, so we're going to nip over to the sewing machine and we're nearly done. So we're going to go across like this, and all I'm going to do is just stitch just straight across like that. Okay, kind of following the curve, but ish. Okay, it doesn't have to be exact. And then I'm going to do a second line. Okay, just to really secure that. And when I get to the cord, just go back over the cord and then off again. Okay, so that's one side. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So take that clip off and all the way down. And then go back and then all the way across like that. And over we go, like this. Trim off this little bit of roughness here, okay, like that, and just the very, very corners. Same on that side, so trim off that bit of piping cord and then the very, very corners. And then you're literally going to turn these inside out. So you're going to find where that little gap is there, and you're going to pull them upwards. And get that tucked in like that. There we go. Pull it out like that, and you've got that little tulip. Okay, I'll do the same on this side. So we're gonna just pull that through, literally turn them inside out like that. Tuck that one in like that. There you go. And you've got that little rosebud tulip end. Can you see that? There's little tulip ends. And then that will obviously stop your strings coming out. But I just think, you know, particularly if you've got like a little floral fabric or something on it, they're really, really, oh, I missed a bit. I'll have to tuck that bit in. Missed a bit that side. I'll tuck that in there. Put a little hand stitch in there. But that one came out perfectly. And you've got these really, really pretty, like little rosebud tulip ends. Can you see like that? To the ends of your drawstring tassels, which keeps everything really nice and neat and tidy, and it just gives it another little decorative feature. I thought that was such a clever, cute little way of putting sort of tassel ends on, and it matches in so nicely with the drawstring, particularly if you're like giving this as a present or something. It doesn't have to be piping cord, this could be ribbon, it doesn't matter what you're putting on the ends, but those little buds are really, really cute. And there you go, you've got your little drawstring bag all ready to go. Get all your bits and pieces in there, and then like that, and obviously because you've given yourself a nice bit of thing, if you want to keep it all secure, bit of a bow like that, and you've got your little tulip ends. So really simple. From a circle, I liked that little end. It's a nice finish to the bag, isn't it? Yeah, really, really lovely finish to the bag. I just think, you know, because sometimes I've got loads of drawstring, well, like this one. I love this bag. I use this all the time. And but the ends are starting to look really, really, I love this one. It carries a multitude of since this was a Debbie Shaw pattern, I think, that we did. Really big, boxy one. But the ends are looking really, really tatty. So I could just put some of those circles on there and tidy those up. I just think it finishes it off nicely. And I know we've done drawstring bags before, but I just thought that was a really cute little way to finish off. So that's it for me today. I need to go and get that little sausage to bed, although he didn't look very tired to me at all. But it's nearly he's past his bedtime, so I'm going to go and get that little sausage to bed. Sarah will be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then don't forget that I'm going to be live with Adam on the hobby. You can find if you find the Hobby Maker Facebook page and like that page, or Adam Humphries Live Facebook page and like that page, it will. You'll be able to watch us live at 11 o'clock on Sunday. Jean, you got a roll of multi-purpose rope from Lidl for $3.99. It's got a lot on it, and it's red. Good idea for Christmas. Oh yeah, absolutely. You could, yeah. I wonder if you did a bigger, ooh, wonder if you did that and then you did a bigger circle. If you did 2 layers and did a bigger circle and then pushed them both through, it would look like a rose, wouldn't it? Because you'd have a bigger petal around the centre. Play around with it, guys. I might play around with a bigger one as well. So yeah, that's it from me. Sarah will be here tomorrow at 1 with an activity wallet, and then I'm with Adam on Sunday at 11 o'clock on the Hobby Maker. It's called Craft O'Clock, but it's on the Hobby Maker Facebook page at 11. And then Tuesday, Wednesday next week, and then I've got Sewing Street next Thursday. It's non-stop. Don't know when I'm going to get time to breathe. Anyway, take care, my lovelies. Have a lovely, lovely evening. Bye.